Officially, Serbia owes only 11% of its foreign debt to China. But that's not the whole story. When Radio Free Europe reached out to Serbia's national bank, they told us that detailed data on Serbia's debt is confidential. But a report released in October 2005 by Serbia's Public Debt Administration shows that about 11% of Serbia's external debt is owed to China's state-owned Export-Import Bank, worth roughly $3.3 billion. That means Serbia has borrowed more from China's Import-Export Bank than from some individual European banks. And that figure doesn't even include the loans it took out for municipal and national infrastructure projects from the state-owned Bank of China. So why does this matter? The answer is less about unrestricted debt and more to do with a lack of transparency and wide-ranging terms that make it so China can protect its investments.
European banks have a very long list of political conditions that a loan candidate must meet: holding regular elections, ensuring freedom of speech, respecting human rights, unlike the Chinese conditions. With the Chinese, there are no political conditions at all, except that the borrower does not interfere in China's internal and foreign policies.
Chinese contracts also contain secrecy clauses. And while many loans feature these, Chinese contracts flip standard practice on its head, committing the borrowing government, rather than the lender, to non-disclosure. Few contracts between foreign governments and Chinese lenders have been made public. But a study by the Center for Global Development based on 100 leaked and released contracts across 24 countries, including Serbia, found that all of the contracts signed with the China Development Bank and 43% of those with the Export-Import Bank of China included confidentiality clauses about the terms of the loans. The authors of the study said these clauses give China major leeway in how it can restructure debt or accelerate payment schedules, which give it the ability to influence the policies of debtor countries.
Serbia enters into this because it's easier, because it's faster, because it's a face-to-face deal between the state and the company. It's not transparent, it's not open, there are no tenders.
In Serbia, those concerns are even more pronounced, thanks to a 2009 agreement between China and Serbia that allows for direct public contracting, essentially sidestepping the public procurement process for big infrastructure projects and keeping contracts confidential. Currently, Serbia is repaying 14 loans to China's Export-Import Bank, ranging from an Expo trade ground to a new bridge in the heart of Belgrade, and a major project to modernize the railway connection to Hungary. That last project has faced additional transparency issues following the collapse of a railway station canopy in the city of Novi Sad that killed 16 people in November 2024. Several contractors, including Chinese companies, were involved in reconstructing the railway station, all deals that bypassed the public procurement process. Serbian authorities insisted that the two Chinese companies were not to blame, and both firms stated that the station's concrete canopy was not part of the reconstruction work that they carried out. But cases like this highlight the risks of keeping these kind of details out of the public eye.